What's up? So today is gonna be a different kind of video. It is gonna be a video that I have thought about for quite a while and I finally just decided to make. Don't mind that box back there. That's to keep my Great Dane in the kitchen. So anyways, right onto it. I am going to do a video about how to sell your car or how to not sell your car or any item for that matter on Craigslist. To give you a little bit of background, I look all the time for cars and whenever I do purchase a car, I have looked for 10 to 12 months. So the E30, I looked for about a year. The C10, I looked for about 10 months. I look at a lot of posts and I see a lot of red flags and I see a lot of crap where I'm just like, why would you do that? Or, ooh, this would have worked better. I have about a decade of ad sales experience. I used to sell phone book ads, for crying out loud, the hardest crap in the world. So whenever it comes to how an ad should be put together, what are the things that people look for, what words to stay away from, how to categorize things when you're trying to list out crap that your car entails. I feel like I have enough experience, or I feel like I have a lot of experience in that. Jumping right into it, I want to go over some of the things that are my pet peeves when I'm looking for an item to buy, and some of the things that really raise a red flag to me as a buyer. And so let's get right into it. First and foremost, we're gonna start with the title. The title, in my opinion, needs to be plain and simple. So if I was going to be selling the E30, I would put something along the lines of the year, the make, and the model. Plain and simple for the title. So that is my first tip, a plain and simple subject line or title. Number two, the body of the sale. So the body of the post, whether it's in Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, the body is somewhere that you can easily get excited and you start typing and type way too much. So if you do believe that you have a lot of points that you'd like to cover when somebody's looking at your vehicle or whatever it is that you're selling, I believe you should say those things, but here's how you can say them to where it's not overwhelming or someone will look at it and think, oh, that's too much to read, pass, go to the next item. Bullet points are gonna be your best friend when you are navigating through what you wanna say. So let's talk about the E30. The E30 has had a lot of work done to it, so obviously I wanna highlight that. In my mind, I know that with an old car, a lot of stuff's gonna either need to be replaced or updated, whatever. Saying that, you know, some of those things like the timing belt, the most dreadful thing to replace on an old car, timing belt's been replaced, fuel pumps, both internal and external. Listing those things in bullet points allows somebody to just skim it rather than have to commit to a lifelong novel reading about your car. Now, there are gonna be some things that you may wanna say in person. Example, I have the interior of the E30. The interior is in immaculate shape. However, there are two little tears on the back seat. Not a big deal, definitely not a deal breaker in my opinion, but those would be two things that I'd wanna show somebody in person. Let them see the car, let them feel the car, let them fall in love with the car, and then show them the two little rips. That is something you obviously need to disclose, or I'd want to know about, but they're not necessarily everything that you have to tell about the car is appropriate for the body of the post. Kind of going back to that, you want to be as honest as possible and try and get rid of any unnecessary questions. So name everything, the year, the model, that kind of goes back to the title. The year, the model, the miles, whether it's automatic or manual. Any kind of recent repairs or updates, rust-free, all that stuff's really important. Keywords in the body of text. And at the bottom, whenever I list anything, I make sure and put literally the word keywords, colon, and then I list several keywords that have to do with the car, but maybe weren't brought up in the body of text. This next point could be the most important point, and this next point will deter me from looking at something and even reading about it. I'll just skip to the next item if these things happen. So photos are super important in my opinion on any kind of post for sale. First and foremost, if you post a photo of a car and the car has a bunch of grass grown around it, whether the car is in perfect running condition, that's a deterrent for me. If I see a bunch of grass grown up in a car, automatically, kind of the way the human mind works is, hey, it's not running, or they haven't driven it in a long time or whatever. So be sure and make sure the area in which you have the car is well kept. Not necessarily well kept, but just not a junkyard or grass grown up, 3 feet by the car, because that automatically makes me think that the car is not in good shape. Secondly, if you post a picture with a bunch of tools and a catch can and a bunch of different kind of fluids all around the car, and you can see that the hood's popped, that again makes me feel like the car's not running. the car's not running right, or you've just had to do something and it's frustrated you to the point of wanting to sell it. That could completely be unwarranted, but that's the way the human mind works. You see that and you think of repairs and crap, money. Pick up the area. Don't take a picture after you've just gotten frustrated after changing the oil or something. That's as easy as it could be. You could have just changed the oil. But the way that the human mind works, we're gonna think that you just did a bunch of repairs that are gonna end up costing me money along the way. The third thing about pictures, if you post one picture of the side of the car, I'll keep looking. If there are not multiple pictures that are gonna fulfill what I wanna see, I'm gonna keep looking. I don't wanna have to ask you for photos. I wanna get as much information as I can before I bother you or start a conversation. I don't wanna be sold on anything. I wanna see something and I wanna make sure, hey, this is what I want. So if you post one picture, post more. Also, I've seen this a lot and this is bizarre and blows my mind, but if you're in a car and your window's up and you take a picture of whatever car you're trying to sell with your window still up, that makes me feel like you're not supposed to be selling that car, or it's not your responsibility. Or if I message you or whatever or inquire about the vehicle, I'm gonna have to be shuffled to somebody else to ask because it's not your car, you're just posting it for a friend. That's a huge turnoff whenever I'm looking to buy a car. Get out of your car, roll down your window, make it look like you're at least interested in taking pictures of the thing that you're trying to sell me. So the last thing I'm gonna say about pictures is, even though Lord knows I'm very, very proud of my cars. I take a lot of pictures of my cars. I love when other people take pictures of my cars. But if I'm trying to sell something, I'm probably not going to put the professional pictures that other people have taken of my cars on there, because as a consumer, if I'm looking at cars and I see that you've probably spent money on somebody taking pictures of your cars, you may have gotten it for free. But again, the way that my mind works, if I'm looking and I see, oh, this guy's taking really nice pictures of his cars, or had really nice pictures of his cars taken, that automatically makes me think that the car is gonna be expensive or out of my range. If you do have a price on there, which some people will put, message me for price, that again makes me think expensive. But if you do that, whatever floats your boat, go ahead. Use your nice camera, whatever, use your phone, doesn't matter. Just take pictures specifically with the intent of posting it to sell it. Last but not least, we will land on price. This one is kind of a hot topic. I know a lot of people who will not post OBO or best offer on anything. They'll work the or best offer into the price, which studies say that when you do post something, you want to cushion it by about 10%. This is kind of going back to my background. When you do something in an even number like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, that's a daunting number. There are reasons why you walk to Walmart or Lowe's or wherever and see everything ending in a 6, a 7, a 9. There's science behind that as to why those prices work best. So, because I tell you what, when you do see the 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, psychologically it does something. So that is it. Like I said, I think about this all the time because I am constantly looking on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace for all sorts of crap, and I constantly see red flags and stuff that I'm just like, and I keep going to the next ad. There are thousands, I guarantee you, of examples on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist on how not to sell something. So just make sure you cover those things. The photos, the title, the price, the body of text, all that kind of stuff. Take tidbits of what I said, swish it around your way, and make it your own. If you did find this video helpful, I would appreciate a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I would appreciate it if you did subscribe. Anyways, thank you for watching, and until the next video.